Alright, we are back looking at more DLC for the action RPG game Kakarot. I'll say it now, Kakarot is officially my new favorite single player Dragon Ball game to date. When this game first came out, I was pretty much lukewarm about it. But now I absolutely love this game and all the DLC that came out so far. And now we have DLC 5, which follows the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. So let's get into it. Now, Dragon Ball, the OG Dragon Ball featuring Kid Goku, Krillin, Bulma, and the gang, released back in the 80s. Believe it or not, this is my favorite show out of all the Dragon Ball shows. I enjoy Dragon Ball over Z, Super, and GT. Not because I think the action is better, but just the simplicity of the story and how well it flows. No over-the-top villains, no crazy power levels, none of that. Just a boy trying to be the best at his martial arts, and there's something about that 80s anime aesthetic that I just love. The DLC here follows the King Piccolo Saga in the original show and also the events of the 23rd World Tournament. This was a surprise to me considering all the content in Kakarot was based on the main Dragon Ball Z story and some was Super. So the fact they went all the way back to the original series, that was exciting for me. Now, of course, this is not the first time we have video game representation of the original Dragon Ball. The first game that comes to mind is the Game Boy Advance game called Dragon Ball Advanced Adventures. Yeah, which is a beat 'em up, and a very good beat 'em up at that. This game was a game that I put tons of time in back in the day, and one of my favorite games on that console. Seriously. There was also a Dragon Ball game on the Wii called The Revenge of King Piccolo, which I've heard of but never played myself, and the same goes for the DS title, Dragon Ball Origins. But here we are in 2023 and the original Dragon Ball is getting some love in Kakarot. So if you play Kakarot to any extent, you already know that the presentation is on point, and as soon as you start this DLC, the same level of love is given. You start off with a brief backstory of how King Piccolo came to Earth and started wrecking havoc, so it's up to Goku and the gang to put an end to all this madness. The DLC throws you right in as Kid Goku, and if you don't know, CyberConnect created a whole new combat system to better suit the more simplistic nature of the original Dragon Ball, focusing more on hand-to-hand ground combat. Well, maybe not a completely new combat system, but they definitely reworked it to fit the theme. You can still power up and reach overdrive levels, and the special moves pretty much work the same, but there's no crazy transformations or over-the-top attacks. You simply rely on your reflexes and pure combat skills, and I love that. You play as Goku during most of this DLC, but there is a side story featuring Tien and his time under his general. I have not played that yet, but I am excited to see what new information we learned about Tien's upbringing and training, so I will be playing that. Now, the combat in the tournament, you can get a ring out, just like in the original anime, but that did not happen to me during my playthrough. You could also recover if you lose all your health. The battles here were fun, electrifying, and very challenging with this new combat system, but I had a very fun time learning the mechanics as I went along. Now, one thing I felt that was a big missed opportunity here was not being able to play as Krillin or Yamcha during their respective matches. I also wanted to fight Piccolo as Krillin because that was one of my favorite fights in the anime, but here is just a simple cutscene. Same with the Goku and Chi-Chi fight. Why couldn't we be in the driver's seat for that fight? Really? So overall, the DLC only takes about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to get through the main portion, and as of this recording, I'm still playing through some of the side stuff, but I'm having a blast doing so, and I know you will too. If you have not picked up Kakarot, please, what are you waiting for? If you're a Dragon Ball fan, you owe it to yourself to play this. It's a very fun game, and if possible, get the current gen versions. That's 60 FPS, whew, it's beautiful. Anyway, I thank y'all for rocking with me. If this is your first time here, don't forget to drop a like, a comment, all that fun stuff. Show your boys some love. More videos on the way. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.